What's up, YouTube? The Pipe Professor here, coming at you today with the top 5 pipe tobaccos for 2017. I always love doing this list. I always love watching other people's list. There will be more details at thepipeprofessor.com website, so you can check that out there. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wait a minute, kind of ironic that this is the top 5 pipe tobaccos and he's smoking a cigar, right? Yes, it's a beautiful day here where I live, and so kind of felt it was cigar appropriate. Not to mention, I've been watching Cigar Aficionado's top 25. They've released their top 10, and whenever I watch their videos, sometimes it gets me in a cigar mood. Housekeeping. I'm smoking the Padrone Seri 1926 number 2. This is actually Cigar Aficionado's number 2 cigar of the year. Not that that means anything, but I've had this cigar in my humidor for a couple of years now. I've enjoyed Padrone, specifically number 2 here, for several years. So thought I'd go ahead and get it out and clip, light, and smoke. Further, what I'm drinking, I have some Mad Tree Lift. If you do, that little wind get you there. If you do follow follow me on thepipeprofessor.com website, you'll note that that was my favorite beer of this year. You can read more about it and why and how I came upon it there on the website. So go over and click over and check that out. So, all right, without further ado. So those of you who have kept up with me in the past 2-3 years know that I do a top 5 every year, favorite pipe tobaccos, but along with that list, I also do the top 2 disappointments of the year. Now, I say disappointments, and I mean disappointments for me. In no way are these tobaccos flawed or anything like that. In fact, there are plenty of people out there who enjoy these tobaccos, and maybe their favorite, in fact. And that's okay. That's the beauty in what we do, is that because I don't like something doesn't mean it's not great, doesn't mean you shouldn't like it. It's just, for me, these 2 this year didn't hit the spot, and they were disappointments, less than desirable. I won't be running out to purchase these 2 in the near future. So let's start with those. Start on a good note, right? The first of those, of these 2 tobaccos, these 2 disappointments, is the W.O. Larsen, or I guess it's a W.O. Larsen 1864. I picked this 10 up this summer, along with several W.O. Larsen blends, and this one just didn't hit the spot. It's a goopy, wet aromatic, and that's what it tastes like. It kind of tastes like wet moss. Even the room note was not enjoyable to me, and it could have been that, and this is over several bowls. I smoked it in a meerschaum, I smoked it in a cob, and I smoked it in a briar. I tried to at least get all 3. All 3 times, I mean, I smoked probably a third of the bowl, put it away. I mean, it just was not desirable in any sense, any fashion. So, yeah, that's the first one. The second one on the disappointment list this year was Cornell and Deal's Father the Flame. Now, my understanding is the idea behind this product is it's to support a documentary that's supposed to be being made. It's an English blend. It's pretty in the 10. It smokes well. It's just, it was kind of mediocre. That's the best way to put it. It was just mediocre. It wasn't great. Wasn't bad. It was just. So this is a little disappointing. I had a little bit more. I guess I'd set the bar too high for the blend when it initially launched. All right. It's a good cigar. So number 5. So I'm going to count these down from number 5 all the way down to number 1, and number 1 is my favorite pipe tobacco of 2017. This first one is a bulk blend. I've smoked it for years and years, and quite frankly, I'm not sure why it hasn't made the top 5 yet. It's one I smoke every year, and every year it just gets better and better and better. Now, there is a dilemma with this, maybe not, but it's going to be 4 Noggins Ballheaded Teacher. It's number 5 for 2017. Ballheaded Teacher is kind of like I have some notes written down, so you have to pardon me, but I consider it to be like a burly English crossover blend. It's available at 4noggins.com in bulk. Now, for those of you who don't keep up with kind of the world of pipe tobacco and what's going on, Rich, the owner of 4Noggins, just recently sold the business to somebody else, so it's in the process of being transferred, all the products and everything as we speak. Hopefully, the new owner will continue to blend this as is, but if you're able to get some that's, was blended by Rich himself, Ballheaded Teacher is a great, great blend. It has a nutty sweetness. It has notes of vanilla and wood. I also have written down here that I had notes of cinnamon and a rich earthiness at some point when I was smoking it. It's funny because the website says that it doesn't have any casing or flavorings added, but there certainly is vanilla in there. 100% sure of it. So I don't know if someone's lying or just, maybe I'm making stuff up. That could be too. So blend number 5, Ballheaded Teacher. Number 4. As I said, bought a couple of W.O. Larsen blends this past year. The W.O. Larsen's Craftsman Edition 2017 is the number 4 pipe tobacco of this year. This blend is fabulous. It's excellent. It is an aromatic blend, but the quality of tobacco that they used in making this, you can tell it. I mean, when you smoke it, you can just tell that it is quality Virginia's, quality Cavendish, quality. It's just good, because sometimes we accuse companies of, covering up crap tobacco with flavorings or casings or whatever it may be. That is not the case in this blend. It is quality. I have here graham cracker. I had some soft. It's soft and mild. It has a wonderful, wonderful room note, and I smoked it earlier in the year, so. At the time, I remember earlier in the year thinking, goodness, this thing's going to be my number 1 tobacco of the year because this stuff is so good. It just so happens that as you go along, you find other tobaccos, your palate kind of shifts, and then you pick up new things, and so it got bumped down to number 4. But W.O. Larsen's 2017 Craftsman Edition. If you don't have it already, you're not going to get it because it's sold out. I remember after I smoked it going back and being like, oh man, this stuff's great. I'm going to get some more of this just because I want to have it on hand. It was gone. It was already sold out, and I don't think they haven't made any more. So, that's blend number 4 for this year. Number 3. Found this blend this fall, and since then, I smoke it certainly. It's in the rotation now. But it's John Alsberry's Dragon Flake. Now, I did do a review of this on the pipeprofessor.com webpage. You can go over there and check it out. This is just straight up a good tobacco. The presentation is beautiful. When you get it out of the tin, as you go and look at the picture on the website, but I mean, these flakes are thin cut, they're even, they're just beautiful to look at. The aroma is amazing. It's a sweet aromatic blend, which is odd because you don't typically, or at least I haven't, come across any aromatics that are in the flake form. So that's kind of unique in itself. But it has a beautiful presentation. Notes of, I have honey and vanilla and sweet berries. It has this nice berry richness to it. So it's very enjoyable. Pick you a tin up. John Alsberry Dragon Flake, the number 3 pipe tobacco of 2017. All right, moving right along. The number 2 pipe tobacco of the year. Now, I have to be honest. The battle between number 2 and number 1 was intense. The only reason this pipe tobacco isn't number 1 on my list is because I didn't actually start smoking it till the end of November. But since then, it's pretty much all I've smoked. This and the number 1, but I can't make this my pipe tobacco of the year because I didn't smoke it really all year, and it wouldn't be fair. Whereas the other one, I tried it early in the year, I've smoked it consistently throughout the year, and it's always been top-notch. The number 2 pipe tobacco of the year is going to be Seattle Pipe Club's Plum Pudding. My goodness, folks, this stuff is awesome. I mean, it is just downright a great tobacco. You can smoke it in briar and a cob and a meerschaum. It doesn't matter. It's fantastic. Fan-damn-tastic, in fact. It is a Balkan blend. It has a smoky characteristic to it. It's really nice. It's a crumble. I guess you'd call it a crumble cake. It's kind of sliced into flakes, but it crumbles out. They're large flakes, and you have to crumble and rub it out. But it's awesome. Burns cool. Has loads of flavor. It has a great room note, even for a Balkan. I know some people, their wives or whatever, their spouses are like, yeah, it smells terrible. It doesn't. It's wonderful, wonderful. When I did smoke it in a meerschaum, I made a note here. When I did smoke it in a meerschaum, I found that it did have like that fruit plum note to it. I only got that when it was smoked in a meerschaum, so I don't know if that's why the blend was named what it is or not, but I did get notes of that. It's totally great. The only setback to Plum Pudding is the price tag. It is a rather pricey or expensive pipe tobacco. That's just in my book, but if you can afford it, it's well worth it. You will not be disappointed. So, number 2 pipe tobacco of the year, Plum Pudding. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Number 1. The number 1 pipe tobacco of 2017 for me is going to be John Cotton's number 1. I read about this blend in Pipes and Tobaccos magazine earlier this year. They did a review in the Trial by Fire section, and I was like, well, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to pick a couple tins up, and I did, and wow. It was totally worth it. The reviews didn't do it any justice because it's absolutely fabulous. It is an English blend. It's similar for me. This is just my opinion. It's similar to Early Morning Pipe, Dunhill. Which, that's funny because this is the first year ever that Dunhill hasn't even made my top 5 list. That's on purpose a little bit. I kind of skewed away from Dunhill blends this year, smoking them, just because I wanted to expand a little bit. Dunhill blends are great. I probably have more of those than anything in my cellar, but I wanted to explore some other blends too. But John Cotton's number 1. It's grassy, sweetness. It has this thick, creamy smoke to it. It's awesome. It has hints of vanilla that I found cedar woodiness, and it has a mild spiciness that just really hits the spot when you smoke it. I find that it's best, personally for me, in a cob. I love smoking this blend in a cob because I think the cob, the sweetness in the cob, mends well with the blend, and it's awesome. That's why it's number 1 of the year. So, that is blend number 1 of the year. All right. I hope you've enjoyed the list. Stay tuned for the top 5 cigars, but I won't be doing a video on those. That'll just be posted on the pipeprofessor.com website. We also my brother and I created a podcast called The Pipe Professor. You can find it on iTunes, or head over to the website, like I said, and you can see it there. So, all right. Hope you've enjoyed this top 5. Look forward to seeing everybody else's. I do truly love watching everyone's list. Hope everyone's well. Have a Merry Christmas, and until next time, a Happy New Year. See you down the road. Cheers.